So why are Corona times also right time for shadow work? Corona times, shadow work times. Well, what is happening at the collective level is that we all have, at some unconscious level, suppressed certain truths. And these suppressions, these like Corona times, putting pressure on the dam, and the walls of the dam right now have been broken open. So whatever we had rejected at the collective level as well as at individual level is now being thrown into our faces, like blown up. So there's a saying, there's always two sides to a coin, dark side and the light side. And I love to use this analogy often with my students, telling them that if something that is very natural, that just exists, that is your truth, is not allowed to come out through the light door. So think of this coin as the yin and yang coin. One side is yin, one side is yang, one side is dark, one side is light. So if this is a two-sided door, okay? So now there's something very natural within me. Let's say sexuality. Sexuality is very natural. If sexuality in a very patriarchal and repressed and judgmental culture is not allowed to come through the healthy and the light door, it is there inside. This is an energy. It doesn't just disappear. It is. So it is. If it is not allowed to come out through here, it will have to come out through some other door. And if it's not allowed to come out through the light door, it will be forced to come out through the dark door. So if sexuality, which is a very natural expression, is not allowed to come through loving sexual expression, then it will come out as dark sexual expression, abuse, rapes, things like that, which are very common in Indian culture, where sexuality is very often not allowed its healthy expression. So now applying the same analogy to the Corona times, right? There is a light truth that we all know, that we are all one, all of us. So that would be coming out through the light door. But we are not owning this truth. We are all living as if we are completely separate. That person is the other that is out to get me. That person is the other that I want to judge. That person is the other that I want to put them down. That country is the other. That religion is the other. That group is the other. So the whole message of otherness has gone so much into the way we live, into the way we are showing up, into our perceptions, into our beliefs. So Corona has come up, believe it or not, because it's an energy, it's a truth that we are all one, and this truth cannot be repressed for too long. If it is not allowed to come through the light door, through our consciously claiming this truth in how we interact with each other, in the way we treat each other. So the universe created its dark side. It had to come out from the dark door. It was not allowed to come from the light door. It was there. It existed. It is a fact. And facts have to be revealed at some point or the other. So if it is not allowed to reveal itself through the light door, it revealed itself through the dark door. In this darkness of Corona, we are realizing that we are all one. One person got sick and the whole world is now having Corona. Not each and every one of us, but it has spread. The disease has spread all across the world, showing us through this very dark path that look, humans, you had forgotten that you are all one. But here's the truth. You are not, I was trying to teach you, universe is telling us, Mother Earth is telling us. I was trying to teach you with love, with unconditional love, with compassion, sweet, loving messages. You did not listen. So it had to come out through the dark door. Through the dark door, we are coming to hold hands together, supporting each other, and reminding each other that our spirit, we are all from one single family. So this is one of the biggest medicines that is coming, and that is why I say this is such a strong time for shadow work. Corona times are shadow work times. So everything you can think of that was not allowed to come out through the light door has now been pressed down, pressed down, pressed down so much. Now, how long can you press a spring down? Then eventually you have to lift up your hand, and as soon as you lift up your hand, that spring is going to rise up. So there is an eruption right now from the Shadowlands as the dam is being broken open. So whatever we're collectively hiding, like, no, this is our secret, let's keep it like this. We are not perfect. We all want to live the illusion of perfect in our external world. And inside we know that we are not perfect. We don't realize. Even the spiritual gurus that are teaching all about perfection, 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 it is actually a very shadow quality when we are highly traumatized and wounded. That's when we become obsessed with perfection. Marianne Woodman, a very highly distinguished feminine leader as well as psychoanalyst, she's a great teacher. She says perfection rapes the soul. Perfection rapes the soul. If we don't realize that our perfection is actually hidden within our own imperfections, then things are going to be blown up into our faces right now in these corona times. And think of a river, okay? The river is constantly dancing, shaking, the water is moving on the surface. We cannot see what is there inside, what patterns are hiding inside, what treasures are hiding inside. But when the water becomes completely still, we can look through, oh, this is there inside, that is there inside. So now when we are all quarantined, we are being forced to sit in our houses, in our four walls. Now we have to face things that we have been escaping through forgetfulness by, going to our jobs, going to our friends, meeting different people. We can project all of our shadows on other people. And right now we don't have many people to project our own inner darkness onto. So what happens is the so-called happy-go-lucky person is suddenly feeling very depressed. Well, get this. The depression was inside you all along. The depression was inside you all along. Those fishes, they were always there inside the water. The water was not still enough so that you could see what is inside. So now we are all becoming still in our houses, and we are being able to see what is inside of me, what is inside my shadowlands. Maybe there is depression, maybe there is shame, maybe there is guilt, maybe this is the reason why I'm not succeeding at my work, maybe this is the reason why I don't have the courage to live my purpose, maybe this is the reason why I'm exploding every time I see my father or I see my mother, I'm so triggered. Or maybe this is the reason why I'm always having fights with my spouse. Exhale. Yeah. So these are the times of collective shadow work. These are the times of individual shadow work. If you have the time, the energy, the financial ability, try and join some workshop. I am having a workshop on shadow work coming up, but try and join any workshop. If you cannot afford to join a workshop time-wise or something, just try and take these 3 steps whenever you get triggered. Whenever you get triggered is the best time to do shadow work. First, rather than running away and reaching towards some food, alcohol, TV, something to distract yourself with, just be with the feeling. See what emotion are you feeling right now in this moment, and where are you feeling it in your body. So stay still, be with the feeling. If you're feeling like crying, cry. If you're feeling like screaming, if you're afraid other people will hear it, take a pillow, play some loud music, scream into the pillow. Allow the feeling to express itself. The very thing that comes up naturally is shame. So breathe into the shame and tell your shame, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I've tried to run away from you and pretend that you don't exist. Sorry to your sadness. I'm I'm sorry that I have judged you so harshly, pointing fingers at you and telling you you're so negative. Get out of me. When actually you were just an expression of my deeper truth. Deeper truth of what had happened to me when I was 3 years old, when I felt rejected by my mother or by my father or by this dark experience that happened of some kind of violence or abuse. So show compassion. Second step, show a lot of loving acceptance to whatever is coming up, and while showing that loving acceptance, have a dialogue. So first, you just allowed the pain to express itself, the trigger to express itself, the feeling, the physical sensation, and then secondly, now you're going to engage with it. Maybe if the pain is coming from your childhood, so trace the roots all the way to your childhood, and then let your higher self, your deeper self, your wiser self, your adult self to show some loving, affirming validation to this part of you, because this part of you was rejected in the beginning. So now in order to integrate it, allow it to just come close to you. Let it feel accepted. Why is it hiding in shame? Because it did not feel accepted. So now make it feel accepted. Engage with it. Ask it, what do you need from me right now, in the present? Yes, this thing had happened in the past, but the power is in the present. So talk to it. Engage with it. Ask it, what do you need from me right now? And then give it to that wound. Give it to that inner child. Express love, express compassion, express validation. Yes, you have the right to be here. And I'm going to sit here with you like a long lost friend, not like an enemy. Oh, you are the bad one, get off. Get off my back, get out of my life. No, like a long lost friend. Oh my goodness, we are meeting after years. And I feel so sorry for whatever you have had to go through in the underworld, hiding in shame. I feel your pain, just hold it with love. Yeah. Third part, if you want, you can create a kind of a art piece with it. Maybe write a poetry, or nothing creative comes up for you, then just write a note of gratitude to it. Say thank you. Thank you for coming into my life. Because of you, all these lessons have come into my life. Because of you, I've attracted this beautiful soulmate. I would have never met her or him had you not wounded me like this. Because of this wound, it made me so humble. I was able to resonate with this other humble, beautiful soul. Because of you, I was guided to become a leader for the feminine, helping so many other women. I'm just sharing my story. Because of my wound, because of my suffering, I was guided to become a shamaness, a wounded healer, by going into my own wounds, by getting intimate with my own wounds. I was able to feel empathy and compassion to other people towards their wounds and to help them. I got the desire to guide them and help them to find way back home to their own true, authentic selves. So yes, there are a lot of gifts. It's very important to acknowledge the gifts and the blessings that come to you from the Shadowlands. The brightest stars shine on the darkest night, right? So when you go into your darkest night, you will also be shown the way to your own inner star. So I encourage you, inspire you to do your shadow work during these crisis times. Do your shadow work, meet your darkness, and meet your inner star, your inner hero, your inner heroine. Find your treasures. Deep bow. And if you do feel a calling to join me on my shadow work workshop, it's called Illuminate. It is starting in a few days. Send me a note. I'm posting a link along with this video. Thank you.